I'm Kelly Lynch for SocialiteLife.com, and joining me is television personality and host of his brand new show on E, Ross Mathews.
I love hearing that. That's like so fun.
Isn't that so exciting?
Yeah, it's the dream.
Once upon a time you were an intern, and now here you are.
And even before that, I was just like in a small farm town growing up, loving television and thinking at 8 years old, one day I'll be a talk show host.
And now here you are.
Now we're in Hollywood and you're saying it. It's so neat.
It's just so weird and awesome and great, and I'm so happy for you. I was just telling you before this how excited I was for you.
You know, I feel like the fans have kind of like seen me like grow, you know, because I started legitimately as an intern on The Tonight Show 12 years ago and sort of honed my skills.
And you were a riot.
Well, thank you. And now it's like, I really feel like bringing people along. That's why the show Hello Ross is all about like the super fans' point of view. And we really are bringing pop culture and people together on the show.
And I think that's why people identify with you and like you. Because this whole time, there really hasn't been anything negative said about you because you're just such a pleasant person and you're inclusive and you like everyone and you always have such fun things to say.
Well, I try not to have like a victim at the end of my joke. You know, I think it's possible. It's difficult because it's so much easier to be like, she's a dumb bitch. But I don't want to do that. I want to like, I think try to be a little smarter. Yeah, and by the way, I laugh at those jokes.
Oh,
Chelsea
I do too.
Does great.
I do too. I love Joan.
It's not what I do.
Yeah. You are your own person. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I wanted to ask, how will your show stand out?
Oh, well, when you watch it, and by the way, it starts Friday at
10 p.m. on E.
After Fashion Police.
Okay.
And the second you see it, you're going to know how it's different. I mean, I am in the audience for a large portion of the show.
Yep.
The audience is my co-host.
Yep.
When we're talking about the biggest stories of the week, the stuff that I can't wait to talk to you guys about, I'll get your opinion in the audience. And we will video chat people in from across the country. And the same thing will happen when I have a big celebrity there, say Gwyneth Paltrow or something. When I'm talking to them, then I'll go out in the audience and the audience can ask questions. And people from Virginia, from Nebraska, from wherever can ask Gwyneth a question. So when I say it's pop culture and people coming together, I really mean it. It really is.
It really is. Okay, so out of your entire career, what would you say was your most interesting interview?
My most interesting interview, and I've interviewed
a lot of people, from people on the street to celebrities.
To the First Lady I interviewed.
It runs the gamut.
It really does.
What would you say was probably your most interesting interview, even personally, just for you?
You know, I like it when I bond with people like unexpectedly. And Jesse James, who was married to Sandra Bullock and Monster Garage, like unexpectedly, we just sort of like really clicked. And it was like, oh, well, I didn't see that coming.
So weird.
Didn't see that coming. And then interesting for me, I mentioned the First Lady. That was really interesting too because, you know, I'm sort of like this clown and it's always fun. And like for some reason, because I'm also obsessed with politics in addition to pop culture, somebody thought it would be a great idea for me to interview the First Lady and go to the conventions. And it actually was because I think I got something out of the First Lady we hadn't really seen before. It was like a spontaneous sort of fun. And then we also talked policy and it was just really interesting. And I think she was surprised where I took her and I was surprised where she took me. And it was a nice moment.
And not many people get to do that.
Word.
Yeah.
I know.
So, your most obscene interview or the most obscene interview you witnessed while on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno?
Obscene?
Obscene. Like, you're looking at it from the background, you're saying, what?
Oh my God. I don't know if I can think of the most obscene. I mean, I'm lucky enough where I can like, even if it doesn't start off so great, I can like turn it around.
But it just got weird.
For me, when it got weird was with Elizabeth Taylor. I didn't know I was going to be interviewing Elizabeth Taylor, and I knew she was at the event, but there's no way they're letting me interview Elizabeth Taylor. And suddenly this publicist comes over and says, come with me, you're going to go into Dame Elizabeth's trailer. And I was like, and they said, call her Dame Elizabeth. And I go, like Dame Edna. And then I know myself well enough to go, Ross, do not say Dame Edna. Do not say Dame Edna. And when I walked...
Completely different.
When I walked into her trailer, like, there she was, like, in this just bejeweled, like... thing, and then her dog was like yippy, and she goes hello, and she had like lipstick on her teeth, and I got so like confused. I go, Dame Edna, Elizabeth Taylor, and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
I told her there was an open bar inside,
and she just
she goes, does that turn you on? So then I left.
What a legend, though.
I know.
Well
check,
done.
I met her.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ross, thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course.
I am beyond excited to see your show.
You'll come be in the audience?
Oh, I will.
Okay,
I
good.
will. And I'll be chirping and asking questions.
Please do. Everybody in the audience is part of the show, so come be a part. Go to HellaRoss.com, Hella Ross on Twitter, join the conversation, and you could be my co-host.
Perfect. I love that, Ross.
Thank you,
I
honey.
RSVP, yes.
Love it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to check out the premiere of Hello Ross on Friday, September 6th at 10 on E.
Right after fashion, please.